Welcome back to City Trends. I have my next guest with me, and he's from Creative Witnessing Culture. And he's going to share a little bit with you about what they do and how fast they're growing, because they're actually growing really fast. Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Hey, great. Please share with the audience what it is, your name, what it is you do, and how long you guys have been doing it.
So my name is Joy Ndombeson, and I am all the way from the Congo. And I'm here to represent Creative Witnessing Culture, which is not a business actually, because we're not getting any profit from it or anything like that. But I would rather call it a movement that we have been using, that uses dance and storytelling to spread hope and spread a message of positivity, because there is a lot of negative going around, and we believe in the power of art, especially dancing in our case, and we want to use it to empower the youth and just inspire people. And we have been active for only since the beginning of this year, actually, early February. And the thing has blown up. We have people following us in over 20 countries. We have our last video that we posted reached 16,000 people on Facebook. So
wow, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. It's definitely a blessing.
That's awesome. And dance is, to me, is phenomenal. I'm personally not a very graceful person, so I really appreciate it when I see people that are graceful and can express themselves through dance. What are some of the different types of dancing that you're doing?
We actually mostly do hip hop, and I'm saying we because there's actually my very good friend with whom we started this whole thing, who can't be here today because he had other commitments. But we try to do a little bit of everything, but the base is hip hop. We really use hip hop because we believe in, first of all, how worldwide the culture is spread. Like even back in my country, I heard of hip hop, I knew hip hop, so it is everywhere, and it is such a powerful tool as well, because a lot of young people like it. It looks cool, it looks good. And our thinking is, what if we use something that looks good to actually do good with it? And it has been working. We have been getting testimonies of people being touched by the videos we've made, by the messages which we spread with our dances. So yeah, we mostly do hip hop, but we also incorporate a little bit of everything else.
That's awesome. And I remember in the 60s and 70s a big thing, because a lot of music and culture comes out of the African continent, and sometimes people aren't aware of that. Even rock drummers. There's been a lot of rock drummers that have gone to Africa to learn how to drum. And phenomenal. And I'm trying to think of one of the groups from the 60s, the drummer, Ginger, I can't remember his last name, but he was in a band, and they wrote the song White Room. Some of you guys already out there remember who that is. But to really refine his drumming, he went to the African continent, and he went around to different places and learned to drum like them. And then he came back, and they considered him the best. They said the best drummer in the world, but he wasn't the best drummer in the world. He was just the best drummer at that time in the U.S., but he actually learned in Africa. And so, yeah, it's phenomenal. And then some of the dance that I've seen, and it's great now that we have all the channels that we have, because you get to get a snapshot of what's happening in other cultures.
Yes.
And I know that there's a big movement right now coming out of Africa with the arts and with small businesses too.
Absolutely.
The microloans, organizations are giving families a $500-600 loan, and they're starting companies in Africa for $500-600.
Yes.
And that's becoming a movement.
That's very true.
And so this is awesome what you guys are doing. Now, what are some of do you guys have any events coming up in the near future?
Yes, we actually, because since we started, we have been mostly using social media to spread everything we do. So we have been mostly posting videos about every other week. We have a bunch of them out there, all of them with really powerful messages, and we've got a lot of feedback from it. But our heart really is into going into the community and actually reaching out to people, dancing with the kids, dancing with young people, and just have that physical experience to it, because we believe in the power of that. So we're actually planning a tour coming up, and we're going to start. It's going to go from September all the way to November this year. And we're planning on having 5 to 6 different locations every month where we're going to go and we're going to teach some dancing. We're going to perform a little bit, and we're going to just fellowship with the kids, with the young people, and spread a message along with it. A message of hope, a message of inspiration for them, and to tell them that if they can learn a difficult move, there is nothing they can't do. They can set their mind on doing anything and they can eventually do it. So that's something that's coming up. And we actually opened a GoFundMe campaign for it. We're raising funds because we don't just want to go with the dancing, because we're going to go in some places where they have needs, in some orphanages, and we want to bring along with the dancing some food, some clothing maybe for the kids, and like things like that, and just to bring some physical things along with the dancing and the message that we bring. So that is something coming up really soon.
I saw something that was amazing, and I don't know if it falls under hip-hop or not. You'd probably know better than me. But I saw a group do what's called crumping. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of crumping?
Yes, indeed.
Amazing. And I was like, what is this? And they told me, this is crumping. I'm like, I could never do this. But does that fall under hip-hop, or what does that fall under?
Yes, it does. It's actually... it's a branch of hip-hop dancing, and it's actually really recent. Only a few years ago it started, and it started out of the African American community, and it was a beautiful form of art that appears violent, but actually is against violence, because the thinking behind it, because the moves really look aggressive and with a lot of energy, but the thinking behind it is, instead of using real fists and fighting and guns to express that anger that people have inside for several reasons, we instead use dance movements. So even though the dance might appear a little violent at times, they're actually really peaceful, because it's an alternative to not be violent and to not use violence. So it's a beautiful form of art, and if you look it up, look videos of it, you will see it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. And some of the moves, it almost seemed like it would be impossible to do, and yet I'm watching it happen. And it's great to have venues like this, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I have a friend of mine that's a psychologist, and he has on his door, violence is the language of the unheard. And it took a minute for that to set with me, and then I realized what he was saying. If people have a venue and they have a voice and they have a platform to be able to speak out, it does, like you said, it minimizes violence. If you have a way to channel that energy and get your point across, that's a lot better way to go. So I think what you guys are doing is great. When is your next presentation or tour? Where are you guys going next?
So right now we're just contacting all kinds of places. We have schools reaching out to us. We have some churches. We have some orphanages, like I said before, because now we're just scheduling the tour. And as soon as we hit the first or second week of September, we're going to start touring around. So if there's any place out there, like any youth ministry, any youth nonprofit, anything where you want us to come and do some dancing, share with either young people or kids or anything like that, just go ahead and reach us. I believe there's a number on the screen. Just go ahead and reach us. And we will love to come. We'll love to come and dance with them and share hope with them, and even bring some snacks, some T-shirts with us, because that's really what we are for. It's not just about the fun of dancing, but really about making a deep impact in the community.
I'm going to keep that in mind, because I have friends that are teachers, and I'm actually going to talk to a couple, because I think this would be awesome. Thanks a lot for coming on. If people want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you? The number's on there. Do you have an email? Do you have a website?
Yes, we do have an email, and we're really active, especially on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that fun stuff. But you can look up Creative Witnessing Culture anywhere, whether it's on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you will find us. You will find our videos. You will find everything that is coming up. You will find a link even to the campaign that we started to raise money for the tour. So you can look up Creative Witnessing Culture, and you will find all the information, or just call or text to 559-369-3373.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for coming on, Joe. or Joy, excuse me. We really appreciate it. Hopefully we're going to have you back on soon when you have some more events coming up, and you can share with the audience. And maybe, it kind of just crossed my mind just now, and so I'm putting you on the spot.
Go for
but
it.
maybe in the near future, we could have a couple of your dancers on the show.
Oh wow!
Because we could actually set up. We got an area where we could set up here, and we could have them possibly do a couple moves here on the show and share with the audience what it is you actually do.
That would be amazing. We would love to do that.
So let's talk some more about that and get that coordinated. We have to cut to a commercial break, and we will be right back. Thanks a lot, folks.